and natural environment. So far, we explored our natural acceptance. From the very first session onwards, we were discussing about our natural acceptance. Hope all of you are clear with this proposal of natural acceptance. Our natural acceptance is living in harmony as an individual, as a family, as a society. Now we'll explore about nature. So we have to address this question. Is there a provision in nature or existence for living in accordance with our natural acceptance? What do you think about this? Let me ask you another question before this. What is meant by natural acceptance? What is the difference between acceptance and natural acceptance? Let me ask you a question like, usually we discuss the question like, do you want to be happy? What will be the answer for all of us? Kindly respond. Do you want to be happy? What can be the answer? All of us want to be happy. Do you want to be in relationship? All of us want to be in relationship. This is our natural acceptance. We are not checking anywhere. We are directly getting this answer from us, within us. So this is our natural acceptance. It is innate within us. Everyone has the same answer, irrespective of her gender, place, age, time. Natural acceptance is same for everyone. But acceptance is different for different people. We may be having different likings of colors. We may be having different likings of food. But when we think about the purpose of food, it is for nurturing the body. Is it same for all of us? Food is for nurturing the body. Is it same for all of us? Can we get some responses in the chat box? Kindly put yes or no. Why we are taking food? Is it for nurturing the body or for anything else? Food for nurturing the body is our natural acceptance. But different type of food, we may be having different likings. So that is our acceptance. This we already discussed in the previous sessions. So now the question is there provision in nature or existence for living in accordance with our natural acceptance? Our natural acceptance is for relationship, harmony, and coexistence. We want to live in relationship with others. Others in the sense, other human beings, every other units in the nature. We want to be live in relationship. We want to live in coexistence. We want to live in harmony. This is our natural acceptance. So now we are checking this question. Is it possible to live in harmony as an individual, as a family, as a society? So what do you think about this? Is it possible to live in harmony in the individual level, as a family, as a society? Is there any provision in the nature? One more question. Is coexistence, mutual fulfillment inherent in nature? What do you think about this? Is it inherent or do we need to create it? Or the design of nature or existence by way of opposition, struggle, survival of the fittest? So what is your opinion about this? Is it inherent in nature or the nature by itself there is a struggle, opposition and survival of the fittest? This is what we have studied from our school days. There is a struggle for survival. But what do you think about nature? Is it a preconditioning? When we observe the nature, are we able to see this coexistence and harmony in the nature? What is your opinion about this? You can respond to the chat box or you can raise your hand. Mics can be provided. We can make it as an interactive session. We are discussing about harmony in the nature. Our natural acceptance is to live in harmony, relationship, and coexistence. Now, the question what we are addressing here is there any provision in the nature for living in accordance with our natural acceptance? Are we able to live in harmony as an individual, as a family, as a society? One more question. Is coexistence mutual fulfillment inherent in nature, or are we creating it? Or nature by way of opposition, struggle, survival of the fittest? If any of you want to comment on this, mics can be provided. You can unmute and speak. Any comments on this? We can make it as a interactive session. There are many preconditioning within us. So we'll explore the underlying design of nature or existence with these questions. Anyway, we'll keep all these questions within us and we will try to explore it by understanding the harmony in nature. So what is meant by nature? Nature is a collection of units. When we look around, we can see many units around us. Around me, trees, animal body, animals, birds, human beings, human body, human self, air, water, soil, moon, sun, metals, buildings, vehicles, many things outside nature. There are many units, collection of units. Are we able to see all these units? So can we say nature is a collection of all these units? So how to understand the harmony in the nature? Do we need to study one by one? It will be very difficult if you are going to understand harmony in nature. By understanding each unit separately, it will take a long time. So better we can group these things into different categories. What about that classification? We can classify it into 4 orders: physical order, bio order, animal order, and human order. So what is physical order? Soil, metal, buildings, water, air, all these things will come under physical order. Bio order, plants, trees, such things will come under bio order. Animal order, animals and birds can be categorized under animal order. Human order, human beings, we all will come under the human order. This is one way of categorization. There are many other ways. In our childhood, we have studied a different classification. Living beings, non-living beings, non-living things, living things. It was a different classification. Now we are classifying it into 4 orders. There are many other methods also. We can focus into this proposal of classifying it into 4 orders. What can be the difference between these orders? Physical order, if we observe the soil, metal, stone, hill, water, we can see that there is formation and deformation. Are we able to see that? Formation and deformation is happening with respect to the physical order. But when we take this bio order, plants and trees, we can observe that growth is there, respiration is there. But these activities are not happening with the physical order. But with the bio order, respiration is there, growth is there. For example, if you have a small plant in your home, you're watering it every day. Maybe after 1 week, you will be able to see the change. So, one moment. You will be able to see the change. Plant is growing. But with respect to any metal or any stone pieces in your home, after 1 week, after 2 weeks, you won't be able to see any change. But if you observe it carefully, there can be formation and deformation happening for a long period, after a long period. But with respect to plants, respiration is there, growth is there. But what about the animal order? Animal order is comprised by animals and birds. They have these two activities. Growth is there, respiration is there. What can be the other difference compared with bio order? Let me tell you one example. If you have a small puppy at your home and you are giving a name Tommy, giving him some milk, biscuits, some eatable things, whenever you call it as Tommy, it will recognize your voice and it will try to obey your instructions. If you are training it, it will be able to recognize the name as Tommy. But when we compare it with a plant, there also we can see the growth is there, respiration is there, like the animals and birds. But no recognition and fulfillment is there, but it won't be able to recognize the name. If you are giving a name to a rose plant and calling with that name, it won't recognize your name. That means animal order, there is self is associated with the animal order. That's why it has the capacity of assuming. But with respect to plant order, it can only recognize and fulfill it. But with respect to animal order, this activity of assumption is there. Respiration is there, growth is there, but it has got the activity of assumption that indicates the presence of self. When we come to this human order, human beings, we have all these things, respiration, growth, and we also have the power of knowing. That's the difference between animal order and human order. Self is there in both animal order and human order. But with respect to human beings, we have a more developed self compared with animals. So this is the category. These are the 4 categories under which we can group the different units in nature. If any of you have any comments or any reflections related to these points, you can unmute your mic and speak. Mic is provided to many of you. Any of you want to reflect upon this? So this way we can classify the nature: physical order, bio order, animal order, and human order. So now we'll see how they are related to each other. Is there any relationship between each orders? When we observe this physical order and bio order, there is an interconnectedness, interdependence. They are mutually fulfilling each other. And also we can see that this mutual fulfillment is cyclic. Every unit is getting enriched. If you take a plant is in the bioorder, trees are there in the bioorder, and for growing, for their growth, they take water from the soil, manure from the soil. They are depending on the soil, air, water. They are using these things for their growing up. But when the life of the plant is over, we can see that it will go back to the soil. This way, the soil is also getting enriched. They are mutually fulfilling each other. If we take a forest, we can see that there are plenty of trees and plants. No one is planting any trees in the forest. They are growing by its own. Plants are taking manure from the soil. They are taking nutrients from the soil. They are taking water from the soil in the forest. But still we can see that the water table is high. Soil is fertile. So there is a mutual enrichment happening between the physical order and bioorder. Are we able to see this? Now we take this, the next order, that is animal order. So there also we can see this mutual enrichment. Animal order is comprised by animals and birds. We can take the same example of forest. Animals and birds. If we take a forest area, we can see that plenty of animals, plenty of birds, plenty of trees. So they are mutually depending on each other. Bigger animals are eating the small animals. Birds are helping in the pollination. Birds are taking the fruits from the tree, and the seeds of these plants and fruits, they are depositing in different places. This way they are helping in the pollination. And the fecus of animals and birds are helping in improving the fertility of the soil. So we can see that without any intervention, this is happening. Mutual enrichment is happening between these three orders. Are we able to see this? Between physical order and bioorder and animal order and physical order. Plants, animals need air, water, they need shelter. For that, they depend on the physical order. And for their growth, they need plants, trees, fruits. That way, they depend the bioorder. And they are giving back to the soil also. Their fecal matter will enrich the soil, will make the soil fertile, and they are also helping in the growth of the plants and trees by helping in the pollination process, by providing manure to the trees. So this way we can see that there is mutual fulfillment between physical order, bio order, and animal order. All they are interconnected and interdependent. And this mutual fulfillment is cyclic, and every unit is getting enriched. Now, what about the human order, where we all belong to? Human order. Are we able to, we are depending on the physical order for our living. daily, bio order, animal order. But are we able to give back anything to the nature? How we are helping in the process of mutual enrichment? Are we doing anything? We need everything from the nature. We need shelter. For that, we take resources from the nature. We need air, water. For that, we depend on the physical order. For our living, we need plants, trees, fruits, animals, birds. We are depending on all these orders. But are we able to give back anything to the nature? Without right understanding, we are disturbing the harmony of the nature. Are we able to see that? Human intervention, is it increasing the harmony in the nature? Is it contributing to the harmony in the nature or disturbing the harmony of the nature? What do you think about this? Disturbing or contributing? Kindly respond. All of us are a part of this process. Every day, our daily life, we are depending on other three orders. But are we able to contribute towards the harmony of any of these orders for mutually enrichment, in the process of mutual enrichment? What's your opinion about this? Are we disturbing the nature or are we contributing to the harmony of the nature? You can respond. Your opinion, you can unmute and speak. What's your opinion about this? So, this is what is happening around us. Nature is a collection of different units. For understanding the harmony of the nature, better we will group it into four orders like physical order, bio order, animal order, and human order. We are able to differentiate these four orders. Physical order, if we observe it, we can see that formation and deformation is there. In bio order and animal order, we can see respiration is there, growth is there. And animal order and human order, we can see along with respiration and growth, presence of self is also there. How can we observe that? In animal order, animals are able to assume something. Like if you are giving a name, we may be able to train the animals. In circus, we can see that many animals are there in the circus. They are able to train elephants. They are able to train monkeys. With the training, they will be able to perform many activities. But it is not possible with the bio order. For animals, this is possible because of the presence of the self. They have got the power of assuming. Human beings, we have respiration, growth. Along with assuming, we have the power of knowing. That indicates the presence of a developed self compared with that of animals. But human order, without right understanding, we are not fulfilling others. But what is our natural acceptance? All of us can think about our natural acceptance. What is our natural acceptance? We want to mutually fulfill. We want to live in relationship. We want to live in harmony. We want to live in coexistence. That is our natural acceptance. But without right understanding, we are disturbing the harmony of the nature. But once human beings understand, they can be fulfilling for all four orders. So, how can we contribute in the harmony of the nature? With right understanding, we can work for fulfilling this, this activity of mutual enrichment. We can contribute to the harmony of the nature. Can we get some responses regarding this? How can we contribute towards the harmony of the nature? Any experiences from your institutions, your neighborhood? Are we able to participate something related with this? Nowadays, all of us are listening to many activities related with sustainable development. Sustainable development actually talks about development that meets the needs of the present without affecting the needs of the future generations. That means we have to preserve the nature, we have to protect the nature. So how is it possible for each of us? Every day we need many things for our living. Everything is there from the nature. From the morning when we wake up till evening before going to bed, all of us are involved in many activities. Each of the activity, if you are able to list down the things what we need for each of these activities, we can see that we are depending, we are very much dependent on the nature. But are we able to do something to preserve the resources? Are we able to do something to contribute towards the harmony of the nature? Can we share some experiences from our campus or from our own daily life? Any of you want to share anything? Mics can be provided to many of you. What's your opinion about this? In most of the campuses now, they have, in our campus also, many initiatives are there to keep the greenery of the campus. We have a Miyawaki forest here. Hope many of you have heard about this concept of Miyawaki forest, a Japanese concept. So they actually they will create a forest like area in the campus if we are able to provide a minimum of 20 cents of land. Central government is having a scheme uh, of this Miyawaki forest. If in your campus you are able to provide 20 cents of land, they will come and plant the trees, and they are applying a special kind of manure or a special method of planting by which they will be able to grow grow many trees there, and they will, this way they can make an artificial forest in the campus. It won't take much longer period. Within a small period itself, they can make this forest in the campus. So that also is an initiative happening in many of the institutions. And also in our campus, there are many other activities like domestic waste disposal projects and water recycling project, rainwater harvesting projects, and also utilization of energy like solar panels, wind uh, mills. So many such activities are happening in many of the campuses. So if any of you are able to share something, it can help others also. So each of us can make our own plan in our daily life so that we can contribute by our own methods. Small contributions will add to the harmony of the nature. Yes. So once human beings understand, they can be fulfilling for all the other orders. Now, when we see, if you are able to see this interdependence and abundance in nature. Now, we were talking about the dependence of each of these orders. If you see this pyramid-like structure, human order is on the top in the sense, with respect to quantity, human order is available in smallest quantity compared with animal order, bio order, and physical order. But if we take the dependence with other orders, we can see that human order is depending on all the other three orders: animal order, bio order, physical order for its living. So what we can see is dependence of each other is on all the previous orders. Like human order depends on these three orders, animal order depends on bio order and physical order, bio order is depending on the physical order. Physical order is available in large quantity. Bio order comes next, animal order comes next, and human order is available in smallest quantity. But this human order, for its living, it depends on all the three orders. Quantity as per overall enrichment of the whole and availability of sustaining resources is shown in the figure. So what we can understand from this is survival of human order is on the basis of other three orders. Human order won't be able to survive without the help of animal order, bio order, and physical order. So we have to get engaged in activities which will help in the enrichment of other orders. This is very much essential for our survival of our future generations. This is what we usually discussed in projects related with sustainable development. So are we able to make our own programs to contribute towards this harmony? What is your opinion about this? Are we able to contribute? Yes. Rajendra Prasad Bhaiya, want to say something?
Nice, Didi, sir. Nice explanation.
Yes, Bhaiya. You can share your experience. It would be nice.
In school, we discuss with the student this core order in sense of uh, earth, in sense of sun, in sense of air, in sense of plantation, in sense of wild animals, in sense of humans, in
Bhaiya,
sense
I
of
think your
space.
voice is breaking. I'm not able to get it clearly, Bhaiya.
जी ठीक है Nice, Didi. After that,
Bhaiya, I was not able to get you properly. Okay. Okay, Bhaiya. Yeah, so this is what we discussed. We were discussing about the classification of four orders and their interdependence between each of the orders. And now here we were discussing about the availability in terms of quantity. Quantity of units in each order, we can see that physical order is available in largest quantity. Plant order comes next. Plant or bio order comes next. Animal order will be coming the next as the next, and human order is available in least quantity. But when we take about the dependence, we can see that human order needs to depend on all other orders for its survival. So, what about our proposal related with harmony in nature? Have we understood nature? Each of us can think about this question. What do problems like pollution, resource depletion, global warming, and climate change indicate? Every day, each of us are complaining about all these issues. Pollution is there, air is getting polluted, water is getting polluted, solid waste deposit is there, resources are getting depleted, many issues, global warming, climate change. Every day we can see these issues and the results. Natural calamities are also happening. I'm actually from Kerala. Yesterday, day before yesterday, severe landslide happened on the northern part of Kerala. Usually, May, June, we have monsoon here, but for the last 2, 3 years, we are experiencing severe natural calamities from 2018 onwards. 2018, it was a severe flood. The whole Kerala was affected. Almost 200 plus people, they died, they lost their lives. 2019 also it repeated, and after that 21, 22 we were having some landslides during this period. Day before yesterday, that was a very very bad incident. The northern part of Kerala was severely affected. Yes, Bhaiya, I can see one hand raised. Kanwar Deep Narayan Bhaiya, I think you want to say
Sorry,
something?
sorry, Didi, it is by mistake I have raised the hand, but you are explaining very well. Thank you, Didi.
Yes, Bhaiya. Nice, thank you, Bhaiya. But you also can share your experience, all of you. It will be helping everyone. Yeah, yeah. Let me share this thing. What happened day before yesterday? So some warnings were already there because the rain was very severe, and we are actually we were disturbing the natural topography of Kerala, I would say, because many quarry sites were there. They were taking, they were quarrying for the construction. They were quarrying the stone. They were taking, uh, constructing the buildings. For constructing the buildings, they were exploiting the natural resources, actually, not taking, exploiting the natural resources. Deforestation was happening. All these contributed towards this natural calamity. Yeah, earlier also many of the like many commission, Gadkil commission was there. They were warning. They were giving this warning to the government, like if you are going to allow these constructions in these hilly areas, such. calamities can expect. So better you have to restrict such kind of constructions. But we know how these people will interfere in all the activities, and they will make their own programs for getting their objectives. Yeah, actually, because of this intervention, because of all these activities, now many people, they lost their lives, and the situation is very pathetic. Yes. Yeah, so we are not able to blame any one person or any group of people or anyone like that. Actually, all of us are responsible. All of us are responsible for all these problems. Each of us can think about our own program, even though it is a very small uh, decision regarding reducing the usage of plastics, disposal of domestic waste. Any small uh, proposal from our side that can contribute towards the harmony of the nature. So, better rather than waiting for someone imposing some laws or someone giving some instructions, we ourselves can think about our own program in contributing towards the harmony of the nature. Yeah, I can connect it with my own example. Actually, I have a civil engineering background. In my research, actually, it was related with sustainable construction. Construction is a highly resource intensive process. We need resources for construction. But if you are exploiting the resources, naturally there will be a depletion of resources, and our future generation, they may be facing difficulties and such kind of issues, global warming, climate change, everything will happen. So in my research, actually I was working on an alternative material which can partially replace cement, because cement is a mandatory material for construction, and cement manufacture is highly resource intensive process, highly energy intensive process. That means plenty of greenhouse gases are emitted during the cement manufacturing process. That means environment is getting polluted, air pollution is there, land is getting depleted, because cement need resources, raw materials. That way land is getting depleted. So my research, I was focusing on a material which can partially replace cement. If any of you are from the civil engineering background, you will be able to understand this. My work was focusing on pozzolanic materials. Pozzolanic materials are actually silica rich materials which can partially replace cement. Silica rich materials, we can have such materials from waste materials like rice husk ash is a waste material we get from paddy fields. Fly ash is a waste material we get from thermal power plants. All these are rich in silica. It can be utilized for partially replacing cement. So I was engaged in such research activities for my PhD work long back, and now my research students are also working on similar materials to replace this type of replace cement and replace the natural aggregates, because concrete is very much needed for construction. Concrete, the usual materials, components are cement and aggregates. These aggregates are actually, we are taking these aggregates from the nature, but there also we are exploiting the nature. But we have many waste materials around us we can use as alternatives to these aggregates. So now some of the students are working on that, utilization of waste materials in construction. So each of us can think about projects related to our own expertise in contributing towards the harmony of the nature. Yes. Any comments? Any of you want to say something? When we are discussing this content to the students, we can usually this content is discussed during the student election program. Now most of the colleges, they are preparing for this. Student admission process is almost completed. Student election programs will be starting from next week onwards in our college. We are actually planning to conduct the student election program from 21st of August. So when we discuss this content with the students, we can ask the students to prepare their own projects. Students are very active, not like they are having many innovative ideas. So we can motivate the students to come up with their proposals, and we can help them to implement their proposals in the campus. That will give them to a motivation in working towards the harmony of the nature. Yes. So summing up, we discussed about four orders: physical order, soil, metal, air, water. All these are coming under physical order. Bio order, trees, plants. Animal order, animals and birds. Human order, human beings. Nature is a collection of units, collection of all these four orders. Relationship of mutual fulfillment is there. Coexistence is there. Harmony is there. So now let me repeat the same question what we started from the very beginning. Kindly respond to the chat box. Are we able to see that harmony of nature is inherent? Yes or no? Kindly respond. What do you think about this question? Is it inherent in nature? This harmony and coexistence, is it inherent in nature? Kindly respond to the chat box. Many units in nature, we were able to classify it under four orders. We discussed about four orders: mutual enrichment, mutual fulfillment. Now, what do you think about this? Is the harmony in nature, is it inherent? It's already there, or do we need to create it? Is it inherent? That's the question. Yes. Srinivas Gupta ji is saying inherent. It's already there. Deep Narayan ji is saying nice. Yes. All these are inherent in nature. We don't need to create it. We can take effort to maintain the harmony. We just need to maintain the harmony. We don't need to disturb the harmony. But without right understanding, knowingly or unknowingly, we are disturbing the harmony. But with awareness, with right understanding, we can work towards contributing to the harmony of the nature. So there is a relationship of mutual fulfillment among these four orders. The first three orders are mutually fulfilling to each other. They are fulfilling for human beings also. It is naturally acceptable to human beings for all the other orders. The role of human being is to realize this mutual fulfillment. We just need to understand this mutual fulfillment. For this, all that human beings need to do is to understand the mutual fulfillment. It is inherent in nature. We do not have to create it. And the second thing is to live accordingly. First, we need to understand it. We don't need to create it, and then we can live accordingly. Then the mutual fulfillment among the four orders will be realized. And there is a provision in nature for living with mutual fulfillment. We just need to understand it and we can live according to that. There is every provision in nature. With right understanding, all of us can be a part of that. Now we'll see the homework questions, home assignments. 13.1. Global warming and resource depletion are two problems of the current time. Are these natural occurrences or are they due to lack of right understanding of nature? So what's your opinion about this? We can ask the students to our questions. We can ask these questions to our students also. What is your opinion about this? Are they naturally occurring or due to our lack of right understanding, we are contributing to this global warming and resource depletion? A or B? A is natural occurrence. B is lack of right understanding. A or B? Global warming and resource depletion. What is our opinion on this? A or B? Lack of right understanding. Nice, Bhaiya. Yes. Second question. Do we human beings have a role to play in nature? To further develop a harmony in nature, if you think we have a role to play in nature, where we need to work? The first point, A, is to further develop harmony in nature, at least not to disturb the harmony in nature. To make right utilization of physical facility. After all, it comes from rest of the nature. To evolve a way of living in harmony with nature. We need all these three. First, we need to understand the harmony in nature, not to disturb the harmony in nature. We can make right utilization of physical facility to evolve a way of living in harmony with nature. What are some of the activities you can do in contributing to the harmony in nature? Yeah, this is what I told you. We can discuss this question with our students. We can ask them to list down some of the activities that we are able to propose in contributing. Every day, every daily life, we don't need to spend any resources for this. We can just think about some changes in our daily activities. That itself will help us in contributing to the harmony. Like if we are able to spend some time in our garden, in our vegetable garden, that will help us in many ways. That can be help contributing to the health of our body. It will become a part of our labor, body movements, and along with that, we will be able to get some vegetables free from all pesticides, fresh vegetables, protecting the nature by providing some greenery, enriching the environment around our house with fresh air. So such kind of activities all of us can plan. And also we can think about the disposal of domestic waste. Every day, all of us are having domestic waste from the left out food items, left out vegetables, many things, disposable waste. So what we can do is we can think about a biogas plant so that we will be able to dispose this waste. Along with that, we will get the gas for cooking and also we'll get the manure for the vegetable garden. It is helping us in two ways: energy conservation and also providing manure to the plants. Advantage is disposing the waste without disturbing the nature, less pollution, very easy thing. And also we can think about conservation of water. We can think about rainwater harvesting, recharging the water. That's an easy method to recharge the water. Nowadays here in Kerala we have a heavy rain every day, month of July, June. So if you are able to think some proposals related with recharging the water, collection of the water from our terrace and directing it to the open wells, that itself will help in recharging the groundwater. Or we can think about rainwater harvesting tanks. So many activities we can plan by our own in protecting the nature. So kindly think about all these questions and you can think about your own proposals and we all can take our own, we all can make our own programs. If we are able to see this as our responsibility, as our participation towards the harmony of the nature. Let us stop here. We will be continuing with the discussion on nature next Wednesday. Thank you all. Namaste. Over to you, Bhaiya. Namaste,
Thank
everyone.
you, Deepa. Certainly, we like to have more and more such discussion and exploration. We'll meet again next Wednesday, same time. Thank you all the co-explorers. Namaste, everybody.